It was still dark when I woke, stretching my toes and turning toward my sleeping husband, who had drunk a little too well last night and as yet showed no sign of stirring. I nestled close beside him, resting my cheek against his shoulder and breathing in his sweetly familiar scent. Directed my fingers questing downward, slowly, past his hips and into those dark and secret places where our pleasure hid its head. Gently my fingers moved, stroking and teasing as I kissed his back and urged him to wake up and love me. Afterward I fell asleep, and by the time we woke a second time the sun was high in the sky and we had missed our breakfast. "I'm starving," grumbled Gorlois, who was getting dressed in a hurry and as a result had misfastened his tunic. It now hung crookedly over dark green trousers tucked rather haphazardly into his new deerskin boots. "They will laugh you out of the hall if you go down looking like that," I responded, and without bothering to pull on my robe, got out of bed and went toward him. Undoing his belt, I adjusted his tunic so that it fell into neat folds. Bending down, I picked up his cloak, which was lying in a crumpled mess on the floor where he'd thrown it the night before. I shook it out in an attempt to rid it of the worst of the creases and then, reaching up, hung it elegantly around his shoulders, fastening it in place with the brooch I'd given him as a wedding gift some 8 years before. "That's better," I said, nestling up against him, feeling the rough wool of his tunic press against my naked skin as his arm encircled me. "My husband is the equal of any man at Uther's court, and should dress accordingly." "And my wife shouldn't get dressed at all, at least not when she's alone with me." Gorlois' hands ran lovingly down my back and pulled me hard against him. Then, giving my buttocks a quick caress, he released his grasp, holding me at arm's length. As he looked into my eyes, he said, "But I would rather you presented yourself modestly before the court this morning. I did not like the way the king's gaze rested on you last night."